Hope you remember what we learned in yesterday's class. We learned about the different concepts of agriculture, how important agriculture is to our country, what contributions does it give to the growth of our country's economy. That is where we stopped. And when production increased, it helped government to design a food security system. This is where we stopped in the last class. Now today's topic is globalization on agriculture. Impact of globalization on agriculture. Now what do you mean by globalization? What do you mean by globalization? The topic is given in your textbook on page 46. What is globalization? Let's define the term as the opening of global market. The opening of global market. That is, the agricultural sector or the agricultural products are being allowed to be sold anywhere in the world according to the demand. We can sell our products outside our country in the international market. The markets have been interlinked globally. All around the world, the markets are interlinked and agriculturists are able to sell their products in any part of the world. So there is big competition now regarding the prices, the quality and the quantity that each country can produce according to the demand in the outside world. So globalization is a very important phenomenon regarding the growth of this sector and also the effect of it on the economy of our country. So globalization, when trade is allowed outside the country, what all benefits does it give to this sector? It helps to improve productivity. The farmers will be forced to improve, increase, find ways and means and measures to improve and increase their productivity. Second is increase happens in the national income. Yesterday we learned agricultural sector is considered as the backbone of Indian economy. Is considered as the backbone of Indian economy. It contributes much to the GDP, to the job opportunities. Is it not? Do you remember all that? We learned all that. Its contribution to national economy, employment and the production. So it helps industries, encourages industries, auxiliary or associated industries to improve. So it increases national income. Third is when productivity increases. We learned yesterday the surplus production is collected by the government at fixed prices by them, and through the food security system it is being distributed to people who are in need in all parts of the country. That is, it improves levels of food security. So that is the introductory part of globalization. Opening of global market, trade is allowed for agricultural products in and out of the country. So what happens when global market is opened? There will be exchange of financial support from different countries. There will be exchange of financial support, then exchange of technical knowledge, then inputs and outputs will be exchanged, because the country outside may need the product that we are about to send or sell to them in a specified manner. So for that their knowledge will be exchanged. The farmers here will be taught to do their kind of farming so that they get the product in such a way that their people are after it. So there will be financial support, there will be technical support, there will be exchange of inputs and outputs when globalization came in or comes in. So this is something good, a boost to find means, to find measures by both the government and the farmers to improve their productivity, both quality wise and quantity wise. So this phenomenon, globalization, has both negative and positive aspects. It helps agriculture in a good way and also at times not in such a manner. So what are the negative aspects of globalization? What are the negative aspects of globalization? So the farmers, the Indian farmers from a very age-old times, they had a traditional method of growing crops, of farming. Those farmers were not ready to quickly move into something modern and different. But now, with the coming in of this phenomenon, globalization, these farmers were forced to move from traditional crop farming to crops of high value, that is, gives them good money and demand in the outside markets. You can call them by the simple name cash crops. You can call them because they are in higher demand, so you can earn better profits when you grow them and sell it outside. So the farmers were forced to move from traditional crops to crops of high value and demand. So what happens then when they move from traditional crops? They will be moving from growing food grain crops or cereal crops to crops like fruits, vegetables, etc., which have bigger market, a wider market in the outside world. So naturally, food grain production will reduce or decrease, and this will affect the food security system of the country. It will affect the food security system of the country. The second is the small and marginal farmers. Will it benefit the small and marginal farmers? Those small and marginal farmers are poor farmers who by themselves are unable to do anything to improve their agricultural yield or their farming, which is not possible by themselves. So, unless somebody, in particular the government, finds ways or brings in schemes, policies or any method to encourage them to develop agriculture, they will be helped by this phenomenon, globalization. So nothing is happening, nothing is changed in how they are, in what they are, what they do. So they are still in darkness. They are still in darkness. No prosperity has happened to these kind of farmers because nobody is taking care of them. Nobody is listening to what they have to say about their problems. So the third one is the lack of government financial support. The government is not supporting these farmers to improve agriculture, even though agriculture plays a key role in the development or in the growth of Indian economy. Unless government gives, we learned yesterday about government granting subsidies to farmers, finding ways, making it possible for these farmers to buy seeds, fertilizers, engage efficient methods of irrigation at a lower cost with the financial support from the government, which is not happening as it should. It is happening, but it is not happening as it should. So, because of the government's financial support is not good enough, what happens? The production cost of our farmers are more, and hence they are unable to sell their crops at fair prices in the international markets and earn better profits. So at times they might also suffer loss. So these are the negative aspects, moving from traditional crops, small and marginal farmers are not benefiting. Government's financial support is less. Why small and marginal farmers are pointed out? Because most of our farmers are poor farmers. They have small lands and they are poor farmers. The next is the positive aspects. What are the positive aspects? So now every agriculturist, mainly the middle class and the rich farmers, mainly the rich farmers, they have an eye on selling their products outside the country and gain high profits. So for that they are able to do everything by themselves. So what do? And with the help of the government and the agricultural development departments and the scientific research centers, etc., hybrid seeds were introduced. What are these hybrid seeds? Hybrid seeds are those seeds which will give us a big volume of production in a lesser time. Their growing season is small. They have a short growing season and also they are able to give us higher production. Big yield is got. Also, they do not need much of water, much of fertilizers, etc. So, high introduction of hybrid seeds. The second one is organic farming. Organic farming is being encouraged. So yesterday we learned about the limitations of Indian agriculture and the backwardness of Indian agriculture, which is leading to the food security system not to be in full swing. Is it not? That food security is not in full swing because of certain reasons like soil degradation and land degradation. Soil degradation happens because of what? Soil degradation happens because of the bad management of soil, continuous use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, all that rests on the soil and the fertility of the soil is lost and whatever we grow will be chemical infested. So we are not getting a good crop. So what is done instead? Organic farming is introduced, which does less harm to the environment. The third one is use of diverse climate. We know our country has got good diversity in relief features, which gives us good climatic differences in different parts of the country. In different parts of the country, at different times of the year, the climate is varied, which is good for growing different kinds of crops at different times of the year. So the farmers learned to make use of India's diverse climate to grow a wide range of high value crops. That is the words used, the high value crops. I have already told you what is meant by high value crops. Those crops which are expensive and also in great demand outside the country. So crops like flowers, fruits, the medicinal herbs, also cotton, jute, spices, etc. are high value, high demand crops. So the farmers have learned to make use of the diverse climate of our country to grow all these crops. So with all these reasons, we can say globalization has helped agricultural development in a big way. It is improving the productivity of agriculture, improving the standard of living of the farmers, and hence adding to the GDP or improving or helping in the total growth of our country's economy. Is it clear to you? Yes.